Uh, Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my short presentation titled Wings of Responsibility, Navigating Social Compliance, Innovation, Supply Chains. My name is Züfle. I am a project manager for social accountability at TÜV NORD CERT, a subsidiary of the TÜV NORD Group. For the next 10 minutes, I would like to dive into the topic of an aviation industry meeting today's responsibility requirements and demonstrate how we, as global tech company, can support you in fulfilling your social compliance obligations. Let me first give you some facts and figures about our organization. We manage 40 international subsidiaries with our team comprising over 3,000 auditors worldwide. We show our deep dedication to auditing and certifying a variety of systems. We proudly hold more than 200 national and international accreditations. When we have a little bit closer look at the supply chain challenges in the aviation industry, you know, globalization and outsourcing together with external shock we experienced in the past years coming from Corona-19, geopolitical tensions, port closures, raw material shortages led to significant disruptions in the supply chain, making supply chain less resilient. Additionally, we observe since a couple of years an expansion of legal requirements for social compliance, or what is also called human rights due diligence, HRDD. Human rights due diligence means a process by which companies identify, prevent, mitigate, and report on their human rights risk, as well as on the measures taken within their own business area, so in their own company and in their supply chain. HRDD phases on a collaborative approach where buyer companies, big companies, are required to collaborate with their suppliers to improve the working conditions. We observe in Germany a shift from voluntary laws we had in 2016 to mandatory laws with the German Supply Chain Act that came into force in 2023 in January. Furthermore, we observe that responsibility is not only addressed to human rights topics, but additionally also to environmental impacts. And thirdly, we assume that in the future it's very likely that the whole supply chain will be included in legislation, so the whole value chain from upstream to downstream. When we stay a little bit on the regulatory framework, we think that this is one of the key drivers for social compliance. You see here, even in the European Union, there are currently discussion about the so-called Corporate Sustainability Due Diligence Directive, CSDDD. So all these legislation have common characteristics. They are based on international frameworks like the ILO core labor standards that address different topics like in human rights, like child labor, forced labor, violence by security forces, trade union rights, discrimination, health and safety at the workplace, and fair wages, to name a few from the German Supply Chain Act. Even though these legislations, they are locally implemented, they have also an indirect effect on the suppliers who must adhere to these requirements. This is reflected, for example, in tender processes, in supplier scorings, in supplier selections, in contracts that are adapted, and different requests made by the OEMs. And when we look a little bit closer at social compliance in aviation supply chains and the upstream challenges, so the landscape is really a complex system. It's largely shaped by the OEMs who dominate the market. These OEMs, together with the Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers, they are mostly manufacturing in different countries in Europe and also in Northern America. within their own business area, so in their own company, it's for them relatively easy to adhere to these social compliance obligations, since there's a high level of data transparency and traceability of social and environmental data within the own company. However, the deeper we go into the supply chain, the more complex the situation gets, especially on level tier 3 and tier 4. This is due to the difficulties in obtaining, verifying, and managing information on human rights risks. So the challenges will be even more, for example, concerning other continents like Asia, where there are other governance structures, so weaker governance structures. So altogether, this is such a complex landscape that managing human rights become increasingly impossible. We as global tech company, we can support you, we can assist you in the identification, the mitigation, the prevention of your individual risks within your own company and, of course, in your supply chain. We offer different services in different domains. I think that you know the most of our standards, verifications, and certifications we do offer. On the right-hand side, we offer quality, safety, and security certifications following the EN 9100 family. In the topic of health and safety in the workplace, we offer ISO 40001, which is a certification standard that helps to improve workplace safety and reduce employees' risk, basically. In the topic of environment, we offer ISO 40001, ISO 50001, and carbon footprint, greenhouse gas, and sustainable fuels. They are all topics that are relevant in the aviation industry, all topics concerning environment, energy management, and carbon footprint. On the topic social compliance, this is the focus theme for today. We offer international recognized standard like SA 8000, ZX Meta, and 4E BCI. These standards are based on the ILO core labor standards. SERA 4 and 1 addressing critical raw materials, new standard, ISO 37301. This is addressing a compliance management system. ISO 17001 is addressing anti-corruption, and all these different risk and risk criteria and risk topics can be addressed and can be integrated into our new IT solution, IT-based audit tool, which I would like to present to you for the first time today in public. We from January 2024, we offer the IT-based audit solution that is a platform which helps you to realize a transparent audit workflow from initiation up to corrective action management. And the special feature is that our audit checklist is customizable. So we can audit social compliance topics, but also different topics you have identified, addressed as high risk topics, quality related, or relating to management, energy management, and carbon footprint. So there's the possibility to analyze and compare audit results, and this ensures a transparent management of supplier audits. So to keep in time, this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your interest and your attention.